Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. It's Steven here, and I'm back bringing you another Dragon Ball Super review today. Now, today's going to be something a little bit different because it's not going to be specifically about a figure. No, it is going to be about an effect part, or two. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Can of Beams Energy Ball, Stardust version, both normal and large. Since Tamashii Nations did not release an effect part to go with our Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta Figuarts, and all of the fans want that signature attack to go with their Gogeta, Can of Beams came onto the scene and met our demand. However, it is in limited supply and it is a little expensive according to some fans. So with that in mind, is it worth the price? Well, guess what? I bought them both because I love effect parts, and I want to help you make that decision. So let's take a look to see whether or not they're worth adding into your collection. Can of Beams went ahead a little while ago and made an Energy Ball effect part as a supplemental Kamehameha effect part. It had little bursts of energy coming off of it, and it was blue. So sort of re-engineering it, he went ahead and made a little Stardust Breaker version of it, or Soul Punisher, whatever you prefer to call it. So doing this, he was also able to come up with a color scheme and a paint scheme to it. So this way, depending on how you look at it, it's going to change colors. It also has a nice wavy-like texture to it. Now, I am believing that this is made out of resin, and if someone wants to correct me, please do so. But for the smaller version here, as you can see, the detailing, even at this size, is fantastic. The only drawback, which you can't truly see in real life, you can only see here because this is macro photography, and I am really zoomed up close with a ring light on top of my studio lights, is just teensy tiny, teeny weeny, itty bitty little bubbles here and there from the painting process, which effectively do not exist in real life. You're only going to see them super duper up close. That being said, nice job. Now, for the larger version, it's going to be basically more of the same as you're seeing here on this pseudo 360 spin view. Looks fantastic, and the colors change rather organically, making it look stunning. Now, yeah, there are pictures here, so let's go ahead and get it on video. Here's me just spinning around the little Stardust Breaker effect parts on the adapters in between my fingers, having a whole fun time here, showing you how they change colors. Yep, that's kind of what I'm doing because this is the gimmick here. Getting them to do this, that, and the other. Ooh, yeah, killing time. Now, something I thought of, is it just how the sphere turns, or is it simply going to be the angle which you're looking at it? So one thing I decided that I wanted to do was just kind of hold it facing one direction on the camera and move it around. So as you can see here, at least from the camera lens, it doesn't really change color at all. But in real life, it actually changed color up a little bit. So do keep in mind, it's not necessarily how it spins, but it is going to be how it moves overall. Now, we've been taking a look at how it moves, or how we move around it. What if the light source is changing? Well, I went ahead and I took my phone, turned on the flashlight, and I spun it around one of the Stardust Breaker effects, and nada. Nothing. So I went ahead and turned off the lights, and I tried it again. Nothing. Now, some of you folks know that I use finger lights and use other sources of lighting in some of my reviews, and you're probably wondering, what happens if you use different color lights to light this up? It just changes to that specific color. Now, keeping in mind how you use this, you've seen me use this in a couple of shots so far and how I've had it displayed. You're probably wondering, how exactly do you do that? Well, there were a couple of issues with some previously released Can of Beams items where people were just jamming Tamashii Stage Act support arms either into a support base or into the actual item itself, and because of small size changes from support arm to support arm, they would break. So what Can of Beams did to sort of circumvent this is make an adapter piece, so this way you can plug it into the support arm, and then there's a little ridge you just stick inside of the Stardust breaker part. The only concern that I have here is that you're basically inserting a tab into a hole. So I don't know if that's going to cause damage over time to either piece. But using a few different Tamashii Stage Act 4 support arms, I've gotten a nice tight fit and a little bit of a slight loose spinny fit. So don't worry, it will still stay regardless. Nothing like a pinwheel, just easier to move. Now some folks are probably wondering, how does this look compared to the Kamehameha effect part that we've gotten with a couple of the Goku releases? And well, here's a side-by-side comparison with all three parts. Now, the last real part for this review, a lot of folks are probably thinking to themselves, this is only for Gogeta. Well, I'm going to have to say, unfortunately, you are wrong. Why is that? Because you're only limiting yourself to what you're being told. Is this a nice energy blast attack for Samus? Or is it going to be maybe a charging orb for Venusaur getting ready to fire off a solar beam? Yes, this was made with the intention for Gogeta, but at the end of the day, don't let your creativity stop you. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Offering them in 2 different sizes, this is fantastic for action figure photography, whether or not you want it to be accurate for Gogeta, or you want to go ahead and play with perspectives. Or perhaps you're a size queen and you just want your balls to be bigger. Regardless of what you're looking for, you do have your 2 options here, and I gotta say, buying them both, I'm impressed. Now, some folks are a little bit iffy on the price, and I tend to mostly see where they're coming from. $17 for the small one with the adapter, and $21.50 for the large one with the adapter. That being said, limited production run, limited quantity available, you're going to have to pay for quality. So when these pop up for order again, if you're thinking about it, I got them both, I paid full price, and I'm happy. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.